All right, hello Fire Tech students. This is your weekly video announcement for the week beginning Monday, November 7th, 2022. A couple of things that I'd like to point out this week that have nothing really to do with the class. They just are interesting points. Tuesday, we have Election Day, and then Thursday, November 10th, we have the Marine Corps birthday. So thank you to all of you that served in the United States Marine Corps. And then on Friday, November 11th, we have Veterans Day. So I want to take this opportunity to thank all of you that served our country in whatever branch of service you served. Very grateful to your service. So thank you very much and enjoy this week. As far as class goes, we are hitting that halfway point, and that halfway point means that the midterm is coming. So Module 6 is the midterm exam module. And what we have is the midterm exam, which is 50 questions, multiple choice. A lot like your quizzes, you'll probably not be surprised at the questions that are asked. But please make sure that you review the midterm. You only get one shot. I don't average in the scores, and you'll see why when you take it. We have a couple of journal entries that we're going to do. We have a journal entry on flashover training. Flashover is one of the first things you're going to do in your fire training. So as you begin to learn, you've learned about your turnout gear, you learned about your self-contained breathing apparatus or your SCBA, and now you're going to learn a little bit about flashover. Flashover really covers fire behavior in a controlled environment in a container. All right. And you'll get to watch some videos on flashover, the different stages. We've looked at fire behavior and how fire progresses from the incipient stage to the free burning stage, with flashover being in that process. Okay, so that's a journal entry you're going to do. These are great videos, and also you'll get an idea of one of the things that you're going to do when you're in the academy, and that's you're going to take part in the flashover container burns. All right, those are usually live burns, meaning live fire exercises that take place early in your training, okay, before you're actually going in and putting out fire. The second journal entry is kind of wrapping up the phase of the testing process. And we have the background check, the psych exam, and the medical exam, okay? Those are your final components. After you've gone through your interview process and you've gone through your first round of interviews and your chief interviews, usually you'll get a conditional offer of employment. That means if you successfully complete these 3 exams, then you're going to get hired and you're going to get a spot in either that department's academy, or you're going to get an entry-level spot because that department does not have an academy. Okay, and so there's some videos and some articles to read here on these exams, and then some journal entry questions that you're going to answer. So make sure that when you're doing these journal entry, put some thought in there. Put some paragraph information in there. It's just to get you thinking, to get you to write, kind of expand on some of the answers that have been given, okay? That's kind of my only thing with the journal entry, is just expand a little bit on some of the answers that you're given. Now the big thing with this module is the assignment of the research project. And so I'm going to go ahead and click on this. So the research project, this one is going to be due by December 2nd, and it's going to be 2 to 3 pages. So you're going to have a cover page, 2 to 3 pages of a paper, and then a picture page. All right, those are all needed. And one thing that I have allowed in the recent past is people will, some of the students have put a PowerPoint presentation together, which is good. That's fine if you want to record yourself doing a PowerPoint presentation, kind of like I record these videos. If you want to record yourself doing a video, or if you just want to put together a paper, like your standard research paper with a cover page, and then the body of your report, and then a picture page. But these are all going to be required. Cover page, you want to discuss the content of your meeting at the fire station, a review of the questions asked, and then a picture of the fire station or fire department you researched. We'll get to the purpose behind this. When you're going through the interview phase for any fire department, generally you're going to put on something business attire. Most people come in a suit and tie, and they'll bring ice cream or something to the fire station, and they'll come and try to learn about the fire department before they take the interview questions. So basically, if you're in a fire station and the refrigerator or the freezer is full of, ice cream, pies, whatever, it means that people are starting to come and try to get information about the department because the department's putting on interviews. So that's the purpose behind this, is so that when you apply and you are in a testing process with a fire department, that the first time you go to a fire station and start asking questions isn't when you're nervous and looking to get hired there. You've already been to a fire station. You kind of understand the dynamics of a fire station visit. So as you all know, right, we've had COVID the last couple of years, and during COVID, fire station visits were off limits. So you're now seeing the ability to do more fire station visits, to do more ride-alongs, and so you can actually make an appointment with a firefighter and go in and ask questions. Okay. This is your opportunity to learn about the profession you're choosing, to learn about maybe a department that you want to test for. So some of the I put here in bullet point, I put together some topics that maybe you want to ask questions on. What's the application process like? What is the written exam for your department like? What's the background medical and psych exam? What physical ability test do you use for your department? And is there a time limit? Although the BIDL has a 934 time limit to pass, perhaps this department doesn't really move people onto the interview process if they get over 6 minutes and 30 seconds. So those are all things you want to know. You want to know what kind of fire academy do they have? Do they run a 16-week full stress academy? Do they run a mini academy, meaning they bring you in, they teach you their way of hose deployment, their way of throwing ladders, and some of the other stuff, ventilation, AutoX, and then put you on the floor after a week or two? All of these departments are going to be different. Usually the bigger ones have a longer academy with a full cadre, but smaller cities and smaller departments, they don't have the money to do that or the personnel to do that. So they'll do what's called a mini academy. We want to talk about the probationary period. How long is it? What are the expectations? What's the fire station like here? What kind of calls do you run? How many calls do you run? All of that stuff. Those are all just kind of ideas for you. They're not all inclusive. If you have other questions, then by all means you can ask other questions. But this is just an idea to get you started. If you can't make an appointment or do a Zoom interview with a firefighter, something along those lines, then go ahead and just research a fire department. So we want to research that department. You can find out some of this stuff, or you can just find out, information about the city, information about the department, how many apparatus they have, how many stations they have, how many calls they run, some of that stuff. Okay. And then most common, people will put it together in a paper, like a formal project, or at times people will get clever and they will put together a PowerPoint or put together a video presentation. I have no issue with the video presentations. I really like those. I think those are great. With the way technology is now, a lot of you are very technologically savvy, and so that helps. It's a lot more entertaining for me to look at a PowerPoint or also look at a video than just constantly read 2 to 3 page papers. So this is what you're going to be graded on. The rubric is attached. It's 100 points, and you can follow the rubric and see. All right. That's going to be due again December 2nd, and I will give you another reminder of that. You're going to have a check-in, a self-assessment. How's everything going? How are you doing? I got to change the due date here, but it's 5 points if you do it. If you don't do it, it's no points. It's basically extra credit. That's all you're going to have for Module 6. I will make sure that you don't have to complete the paper and submit the paper in order to move on. I'm going to have to change that, but I wanted to introduce the paper to you, so I'm going to have to move it down into another module. Module 7 is scientific terminology. Again, there's a couple of supplemental videos here. There's a video on states of matter, conduction, convection, radiation, and then a video on fire behavior. Okay, so this is actually a very good one to have that flashover in. So you're going to watch flashover, and then you're also going to have these: what is the fire? What is the fire triangle? And then you're going to have a journal entry on fire behavior. Okay. So you have the quiz just like normal. That's going to be the chapter. The lecture is recorded and embedded in the quiz as you take it. You have a couple supplemental video quizzes and a journal entry here. Okay. And so these modules are going to open up on November 7th at 12 a.m. So November 6th going into November 7th. That'll open at midnight, basically midnight November 6th, which is today, the day I'm recording the video. And I'm going to post this video today. It won't be delayed, so you'll be able to watch it. And then at midnight, the modules will open up. That's all I have. If you have anything for me, please let me know. Pronto or email. A lot of you are very good about emailing. Found some mistakes on some quizzes, which is good. And I'm okay with that, right? So just email is good. Email takes a little bit longer. Pronto, I'm usually a little bit more. Usually, I'm answering Pronto in real time versus having to sit down and do email. So that's it. Module 6 and 7, we're halfway there. I am going to do a live video check-in, and it looks like that's going to be Wednesday night at 8 o'clock. So this Wednesday, November 7th, not November 7th, November 9th at 8 p.m., 8 p.m. to 9 p.m., and I'll put that in an announcement as well. So hope you all are having a great weekend and you were able to move your clocks back successfully, and just have a great week. And again, thank you to all of the veterans in the class for your service, past and present. And I would look forward to seeing you Wednesday night in the live Zoom.